Okay, let's just get right into it. This is pretty much a love letter. It's a love letter to the very last of a dying breed, the naturally aspirated V8-powered Japanese sport coupe. For 10 straight years, Lexus built the RC F. And with production officially ending in November 2025, we're not just talking about a car, we're talking about the end of an entire era. So the big question is this a definite buy before they're gone for good, or is it a buy? To really get the RCF, you have to understand the decade it lived through. I mean, it's actually kind of funny. While BMW was busy slapping a turbocharged inline-six into the M4, and Mercedes, well, they committed an emotional crime by putting a hybrid four-cylinder in the C63, Lexus just sat there. For 10 whole years, they just kept building the same gloriously simple, naturally aspirated 5.0-liter V8 like nothing was happening. And honestly, that right there, that's the whole story. The absolute soul of this car, I mean, the number one reason we're even having this conversation, is the engine. The 2UR GSC V8 isn't just a motor, it's a legend in the world of reliability. It's the whole reason you buy this car. It's the main character. Now, what's so cool about this engine is its history. This isn't some new, unproven powertrain they just cooked up. This V8 has been around since 2008. It was in the original ISF, then the GSF, the gorgeous LC500, and now the IS500. We're talking over a decade and a half of service with, and I mean this, zero widespread catastrophic mechanical failures. Zero. The thing is an absolute tank. So how did Lexus pull this off? Well, a huge piece of that puzzle is their D4S fuel injection system. See, unlike its German rivals who went all in on direct injection, Lexus used this really clever dual system. It's got one injector spraying fuel right into the cylinder, sure, but it also has another one spraying fuel into the intake port, kind of like an older, simpler engine would. And here is why that is so important. That second injector, the one in the port, it constantly washes the back of the intake valves with fuel. And that completely prevents the nasty carbon buildup that plagues basically every other modern direct injection performance engine out there. This one feature, by itself, saves owners from a super costly, messy maintenance headache that's just a given for the competition. It's a game changer. And that really is the bottom line here. I mean, the valve train is bulletproof, the block is way overbuilt. This isn't just a reliable engine, it's something you could pass down. You buy this car and you are just not worrying about the motor, period. But, okay, let's be real. No car is perfect, right? And the RCF is definitely no exception. To give you the full honest picture, we have to talk about its flaws. And yeah, there are a few compromises you have to make for all that wonderful mechanical purity. The biggest, most glaring flaw is right there on the inside. Getting into an RCF, especially one of the early ones, it really can feel like you're stepping back in time, and it all comes down to one thing, the infotainment system. Which brings us to the infamous Lexus touchpad. You guys know what I'm talking about. This is the one part of the car that genuinely feels like it was designed in 2014 and then just forgotten. It's clunky, it's frustrating to use while driving, and yeah, it can even freeze up. It is without a doubt the most criticized feature of this entire car.
Okay, now for all of you thinking about hitting the circuit, listen up. You need to know this. The RCF is a capable car, for sure, but it is heavy. And that weight, it reveals a pretty significant weak point under the extreme stress of a racetrack, the stock brakes. So, and this is crucial, you have to think of this as a mandatory expense for any serious track use. If you don't upgrade to high-performance pads and high-temp fluid, you will experience some pretty scary brake fade. It's not really an option, it's a necessity for being safe and having fun on the track. And as these cars get older and start racking up the miles, a couple of other things can pop up. On cars that have been driven really hard, suspension bushings can wear out, and some of the early models developed a bit of a whine from the rear differential. Now, these aren't catastrophic failures, but they are predictable, kind of pricey repairs you should budget for if you're looking at a higher mileage example. Beyond that, you've just got the fundamental realities of what this car is. There was never a manual transmission offered. It's rear-wheel drive only, no all-wheel drive option. Those back seats, yeah, they're basically for luggage. And that small 17.4-gallon fuel tank means that thirsty V8 is going to have you visiting the gas station pretty often. It's just the nature of the beast. Okay, so we've laid out all the flaws. The dated tech, the track day costs, the practical limits. So why on earth is this car still such an amazing choice? I mean, with all that said, why does it still win? Because it pays what I like to call an emotional dividend.
See, everything you trade in modern infotainment, you get back in pure, unfiltered character. The sound, the way that V8 delivers power so smoothly, and the absolute peace of mind you get from its bulletproof reliability, that is something its more complex, higher maintenance rivals just can't offer.
And then there's the money side of things. Because Lexus never built a ton of these, and because it's now officially the last of its kind, the RCF holds its value incredibly well. Unlike some luxury performance cars that just plummet in value, the RCF has a much, much shallower depreciation curve. It's just a smarter place to put your money.
And that combination of reliability and rarity feeds directly into its collector status. I mean, we're already seeing it with the special editions. The 2020 Track Edition with all its carbon fiber is already a collector's item. And you can bet the 2025 Final Edition will be a hot ticket for decades. This car just has all the right ingredients to be a future classic. So, let's pull this all together. What you have here is a car with a few very manageable, well-known flaws, right? And most of them are about dated tech. But on the other side, you have a heroic, over-engineered, and genuinely soul-stirring V8 engine that is, without a doubt, one of the most reliable performance power plants ever built. So for us, the verdict couldn't be clearer. It is a resounding, absolute buy. The combination of that incredible V8, the bomb-proof reliability, and its status as the end of an era makes it one of the safest, smartest, and most soulful used performance cars you can buy today. And that's the thing. Production is ending. There will be no more naturally aspirated V8 coupes from Lexus. This is it. So the question isn't really whether it's a good car. We know it is. The real question is, now that the last of its kind is almost gone, will you get one before it's too late?